Life Philosophies Unleashed.
Have you ever felt like there's a massive secret hidden in plain sight, something the hustle and bustle of everyday life keeps most people from noticing? Maybe you sense there's more to existence than just the daily grind, paying bills, and checking off to-do lists. If that rings a bell, you're in good company. Today, we're peeling back the layers on a topic that might completely shift your perspective. We're digging into what's often called the myth of separation, seeing how it connects to spiritual awakening, and exploring its deep ties to the law of attraction. This conversation could transform how you understand yourself and the universe. So get comfortable, open your mind, and let's uncover the reality behind this grand illusion, the myth of separation. The concept known as the myth of separation revolves around the deep-seated belief that each of us is essentially on our own, that we're isolated individuals in a vast and indifferent world. You might relate to that nagging sense of feeling alone, even in a crowded room. It's a perception that says we're like solitary islands in a giant ocean, adrift without any real connection to everything else. But what if that loneliness is just an illusion? Picture pouring a glass of water back into the ocean. Once the water joins the larger body, you can't distinguish that glass of water anymore. It becomes one with the ocean. In the same way, our individuality can mask a more profound truth. We're all connected at a fundamental level. Society often perpetuates the myth of separation by praising independence and competition. From a young age, we're taught to define our personal boundaries, protect what we have, and see others as rivals for limited resources. Physical boundaries reinforce this. We see fences, property lines, and even our own skin as barriers that separate me from you. It's completely understandable why we cling to this outlook. It feels safe and familiar, but it can also lead to chronic feelings of isolation and loneliness. Moments of synchronicity, like thinking of someone you haven't spoken to in ages, then receiving a call or message from them, begin to poke holes in this myth. These events suggest a hidden linkage between people, places, and circumstances. It's as if some larger intelligence is pulling strings behind the scenes. In truth, these coincidences are reminders of a vast network that connects us all. If you lean toward a more scientific viewpoint, quantum physics also hints at our deep interconnectedness. Particles that have interacted remain connected in ways that defy conventional logic. They remain entangled, no matter the distance between them. It's almost like cosmic pen pals that never stop exchanging letters. On a more everyday level, we see this connectedness in the natural world. Ecosystems demonstrate how one change in the environment can ripple through countless species, affecting everything in its path. Recognizing that each action we take sends out these energetic ripples helps dismantle the notion that we're completely separate. When you acknowledge that we're all part of the same universal fabric, life feels more expansive. The compassion you feel for others grows because you understand they are not truly other. We're all expressions of the same underlying energy, just wearing different masks. Embracing this perspective shifts your worldview from I am me to we are us. It doesn't dissolve your individuality. It simply adds another layer of truth that beneath our unique personalities lies a shared essence. A mutual interdependence that's at the heart of everything. Spiritual awakening and natural evolution. You might hear the phrase spiritual awakening and think it belongs on a bumper sticker or tied to exotic rituals. But let's simplify. A spiritual awakening is, at its core, the process of realizing there's a lot more going on in reality than what our five senses perceive. It's like living your whole life believing you're watching the only channel on TV, only to discover there are hundreds more. It's not about dressing in robes or chanting on a mountaintop, unless that truly resonates with you. It's about awakening from the autopilot of everyday life and seeing signs and patterns you didn't even know existed. This awakening often starts with questioning your life's path. You might suddenly wonder if your career fits your deepest values or if your inherited beliefs match your own experiences. It's like listening to a song you once loved only to realize the tune feels off-key now. Another sign is craving authentic connections. Small talk can feel increasingly unbearable, and you start seeking deeper conversations and genuine relationships. As you awaken, emotional fluctuations can be intense. One day you might feel euphoric. The next day you're drowning in despair. Rather than being a sign that something is wrong, this emotional roller coaster is often your inner compass recalibrating. One often misunderstood aspect of spiritual awakening is the dark night of the soul. This phase can make you question everything, including your sanity. It's dark, heavy, and can feel like an endless tunnel, yet it's also a fertile ground for transformation. Think of a seed that needs the darkness of soil to sprout roots before breaking through the surface. Similarly, you're shedding old ways of thinking and old identities to make way for something more aligned with your true nature. As your awareness expands, synchronicities might become impossible to ignore. You hear the same message from different sources or keep seeing certain repeating numbers. You might meet people who have stories that parallel your own in uncanny ways. These instances are like breadcrumbs guiding you forward, subtle winks from the universe that you're on the right track. You can try to dismiss them, but the more you pay attention, the more you realize there's a web of meaning tying everything together. Ultimately, a spiritual awakening brings you home to yourself. Rather than escaping the world, you feel more at ease in it. You see life in high-definition color instead of the black and white you once knew. This shift often ignites a desire to serve, create, or share wisdom with others. You begin seeking meaning in everyday moments, from the morning light dancing on the wall to the peaceful sensation of washing dishes with gratitude. Everything takes on a new hue because you've awakened to a broader reality. The law of attraction. Once the myth of separation starts to crack, and you begin to awaken to a larger reality, the law of attraction comes into play in a whole new way. This law, at its simplest, says that like attracts like your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape your experience of the world. You might have heard people say you attract what you think about most, and while that's a good start, it's only scratching the surface. It's not about mindless positivity. It's about the alignment between your inner world and outer reality. Think of the universe as a sea of energy, with everything vibrating at a certain frequency. Tables, chairs, animals, people, everything is in constant motion at a microscopic level. Your thoughts and emotions also have their own frequencies. When you dwell in a state of love, gratitude, or possibility, you resonate with outcomes that match that frequency. If fear, lack, or desperation dominate your internal landscape, you'll tend to draw in experiences that reinforce those feelings. A common complaint is that the law of attraction doesn't work because someone tried to manifest money or a better job and got nowhere. The often overlooked factor is subconscious beliefs. If you say, "I am wealthy," but your inner voice whispers, "No way, I don't deserve it," your deeper belief will sabotage the surface intention. The law of attraction isn't just about affirmations. It's also about resolving the internal contradictions that undercut your desires. Emotions serve as your compass. Feelings like joy, inspiration, and calm signal that you're aligned with a higher vibration. Emotions like dread, frustration, or envy indicate you're straying from your ideal path. This doesn't mean you should suppress these negative emotions. They're crucial signposts that help you see where old wounds or limiting beliefs need healing. A personal illustration of this is the time I desperately wanted new career opportunities. I kept proclaiming, "I need a breakthrough," but underneath, I was convinced the market was too competitive and that I lacked essential skills. My anxious energy made me cling to scarcity, and I manifested more scarcity. It wasn't until I shifted into a mindset of contribution, recognizing my existing strengths, and focusing on the value I could bring that opportunities began to materialize as if out of thin air. Suddenly, emails, calls, and unexpected openings poured in. The key wasn't simply reciting mantras. It was aligning my inner beliefs with what I was outwardly trying to create, weaving it all together from separation to creation. Understanding the law of attraction becomes much more profound when you realize you're not separate from the universe. You're not pleading with a distant, indifferent power. You're co-creating with an energy that's as much you as anything else. You're like a wave in the ocean that carries the power of the entire sea behind it. Instead of feeling small and alone, you realize that the creative force of the universe is flowing through you. Embracing oneness amplifies your ability to manifest. When you operate from a place of unity rather than lack or fear, you stop worrying about whether the universe will answer your request. You trust that you're part of the very fabric that weaves outcomes into existence. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but it's a complete game changer when it begins to take hold. Simple daily practices can reinforce this sense of oneness. Meditation or even just mindful breathing for a few minutes each day can tune you into subtle energies you might usually overlook. Spending time in nature listening to birds, feeling the breeze helps you see the intricate choreography of life happening all around you. Heart-centered activities like journaling, yoga, or dancing tap into your emotional core, opening the door to compassion and empathy. It might seem basic, but these activities rewire your mind and spirit to feel connected rather than isolated. Once you're attuned to unity, you can more easily align with higher consciousness. It's like tuning an old-fashioned radio dial until the static fades and you find a crystal-clear station playing uplifting music. That doesn't mean you'll never face challenges again. Life still happens, but your perspective evolves. You stop seeing hurdles as punishments and begin seeing them as lessons to deepen your awareness. Each bump in the road becomes an opportunity to refine your vibration, not a sign that everything's falling apart. Common pitfalls on the spiritual path. One of the sneakiest traps is developing a spiritual ego. When people catch a glimpse of life's interconnected nature, they might start feeling superior, thinking they have all the answers. Genuine spiritual growth, however, is humbling. It's about recognizing that everyone, regardless of their current level of understanding, is on a path of growth. Feeling above others contradicts the very essence of unity that you've been awakening to. Another pitfall is trying to force manifestations, whether it's money, relationships, or success. There's a big difference between co-creating and demanding. Impatience often leads to attempts to strong-arm the universe, which typically backfires. Imagine planting a seed in the garden. If you keep digging it up to see if it's sprouting, you'll disrupt its natural growth. Manifestation works similarly. Once you've set an intention, let it develop in its own time, while you maintain an aligned mindset. Ignoring inner work is another stumbling block. The law of attraction isn't a magic wand that erases unresolved trauma or deeply rooted limiting beliefs. It's more like a mirror reflecting your inner world. If you neglect personal healing, your external reality might show glimpses of success, but it will be fragile. Digging into old wounds, releasing self-defeating stories, and consistently practicing self-love creates the fertile soil for stable, lasting growth. Gratitude can act like rocket fuel for manifestation. Feeling genuine thankfulness elevates your frequency and signals that you recognize abundance in your life. This positive feedback loop encourages more good things to flow your way. The beauty of gratitude is that it also nurtures the awareness of our fundamental connectedness. By appreciating life, you acknowledge that everything is part of one grand tapestry, and that sense of unity only grows stronger. Demystifying the hidden truth. The first hidden truth is that you are the universe in microcosm. You're not a passive bystander, but a dynamic participant in the cosmic dance. When you fully grasp that you're both the dancer and the dance, everything changes. Life stops feeling like a chaotic series of events you must endure, and starts feeling like a continuous conversation between you and the broader field of existence. The second hidden truth is that your intentions are powerful, far more powerful than most of us realize. You're constantly emitting a signal through your beliefs, attitudes, and emotions. When you show up to a situation buzzing with positive energy, you literally shift the atmosphere. This isn't some far-fetched idea of controlling other people. It's about recognizing the coherent field your intentions create. The third hidden truth is about the power of collective consciousness. If you've ever felt the electrifying energy in a crowd rooting for the same team, or the shared euphoria at a concert, you've experienced a small fraction of this power. When individuals focus on the same intention piece, love, abundance, that combined energy can create profound shifts. It's like each individual consciousness is a cell, and together we form the body of humanity. If enough cells vibrate at a higher frequency, the whole body transforms. Another hidden truth is that your perception literally shapes your reality. Two people can look at the same situation and see completely different things. If you frame challenges as disasters, you'll experience them as such. If you frame them as lessons, you'll extract growth and wisdom. It's not about denying reality, but about choosing a lens that empowers you rather than crushes you. The final hidden truth is that love is the highest vibration. And we're not just talking about romantic love, but a universal, unconditional love that includes empathy, compassion, and genuine caring for all beings. Operating from love automatically dissolves the myth of separation, because you recognize the shared essence that lives in every person or creature you encounter. Tapping into this frequency aligns you with the most potent force in existence. When your heart is open, the law of attraction flows naturally, as if you have a direct line to cosmic inspiration. Practical tips and real-life applications. Embodying oneness in daily life can be surprisingly simple. One helpful ritual is a morning check-in. Upon waking, take a few deep breaths and affirm something like, "I am connected, I am supported, I am guided." This short statement sets a unifying tone for the day. Another idea is mindful eating. Before you take that first bite, reflect briefly on all the hands and natural processes that made your meal possible. This tiny gratitude practice expands your awareness of how interconnected life really is. Acts of kindness also strengthen your connection to the larger whole, whether it's sending a heartfelt message to a friend, offering a helping hand to a neighbor, or sharing a small gift with someone who needs it. Kindness has a ripple effect that reminds you of our collective tapestry. It's not just about doing good deeds. It's about affirming that you and the other person are not truly separate. When it comes to manifestation, there are a few tried and true methods that can boost your results. Visualization is incredibly potent. Spend a few moments each day picturing your desired outcome as though it's already reality. Engage all your senses, see the details, feel the emotions, hear the sounds, even smell the scents if possible. Affirmations are another powerful tool, but they need sincerity. Saying "I am confident and capable" is just empty words if deep down you believe the opposite. It's important to note any inner resistance that crops up as a visual magnet for your aspirations. Collect images and words that represent your goals, be it health, finances, relationships, or personal growth, and place them where you'll see them regularly. This daily reminder keeps your mind focused and helps you maintain a high-frequency state. Each glance at your vision board reinforces the alignment between what you want and what you believe is possible. Doubt and fear are natural hurdles. They often rear their heads to protect you from disappointment. Instead of stuffing them down, acknowledge them. Ask yourself where they come from. Do they stem from a past experience or from a family story about what's possible for someone like you? Often, simply shining a light on doubt exposes it as an outdated belief rather than an absolute truth. Relationships can shift when you begin walking this path. Some friends and family might be skeptical or even mock these new perspectives. Arguing or preaching usually isn't the best approach. Let your life be your statement. When people see you radiating joy and calm, they'll naturally become curious. Share what you've learned, but respect their journey. Not everyone is ready to embrace these ideas at the same pace or in the same way. Maintaining momentum in spiritual awakening and conscious creation is a continuous journey. It's helpful to think of progress as a spiral instead of a straight line. You'll circle back to old patterns or face new challenges, but each time you bring a deeper level of awareness. Practice self-compassion when you slip up. Celebrate victories, even small ones, because each win is evidence that you're evolving. Keep in mind the grander vision that you're not separate. You're inherently powerful, and you're here to shape a reality reflecting your highest aspirations. We've explored the shift from feeling like isolated specks to recognizing ourselves as part of a grand cosmic design. We've peeled away the myth of separation, seen how a spiritual awakening is far more natural than we might have imagined, and learned that the law of attraction is more than a casual catchphrase. It's a profound tool for conscious creation. The hidden truth behind it all is that our sense of isolation is a deeply ingrained illusion. The universe is a unified field, and we're integral parts of it. Once you awaken to that understanding, you tap into a wellspring of creative power. You see that you're an artist, and your life is a canvas on which you paint with your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. If there's one takeaway from this entire journey, it's that you're a valuable co-creator in this cosmic masterpiece. Your presence matters. Your intentions matter. Your love matters. In this interconnected reality, every action, thought, and feeling sends out ripples that eventually circle back to you. When you act from a place of unity, compassion, and higher awareness, you elevate not just your own life, but the collective experience of all beings. Thank you for taking the time to explore these ideas. If you found them meaningful, consider sharing them with someone who might appreciate a little cosmic inspiration. Let's keep awakening, creating, and remembering that we are all threads in the same magnificent tapestry. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and never doubt your innate power to shape your world.